Hey guys, Max here with another New World video. In this video I'll be going over my sword and hatchet build. Let's get into it. Alright, I'm pretty stoked about this build. First off, the hatchet is just so strong and widely used specifically because of the Berserk ability. Fully buffed Berserk gives you 20% attack damage, 20% movement speed buff, health regen every 5 seconds, you can't be staggered, your attacks can't be interrupted, and also when you trigger the ability, you remove all crowd control effects like stuns, slows, and roots. The ability lasts for 15 seconds and only has a 15-second cooldown. If this isn't nerfed by at least a little by the time the game comes out, I'd be actually pretty surprised. You can find a lot of interesting ways to use Berserk in both PvE and PvP. For PvE, you can simply use the cooldown to help you traverse the lands faster, while in PvP, it's a great gap closer along with a huge utility buff. So with the key aspect of the hatchet out of the way, let's check out what else we can use it for. We for sure want to grab the last ability in the Berserker tree, Defy Death, which instead of dying grants immortality for 3 seconds. So to get there we kind of have to waste some points in my eyes, but we grab Desperate Refresh, reduces the cooldowns when under 38% HP, against all odds, it boosts damage against enemies that are 5 meters away from you. Frenzied Purge, another under 30% HP buff, which removes all bleed, burn, and poison effects when hitting a target. Then the other two is Enraged Strikes and Fortifying Strikes. Then we unlock Defy Death. From here, we check out the throwing tree. By grabbing Rending Throw, which you throw an axe dealing 110% weapon damage and applying Rend for 10 seconds. Then Social Distancing, which throws an axe dealing 130% weapon damage, while also dodging backwards and applying a slow for 3 seconds. We have 6 points left, so we buff Social Distancing by taking Quick Power and Stay Back, which gives you a speed buff if you hit with your axe, and also turns the slow into 25% for 4 seconds. After that, I grabbed Aim Throw, Refreshing Throw, Boot and Rally, and finally, Exploitation. So you can obviously play with the rotation, but the thought is that you can Rending Throw to get a debuff on the target, then Social Distancing, which gives you a speed buff and slows the target. From there, you could pop Berserk and swap to the sword, or continue peppering them with aim throws. But let's just check out the sword now to see what it offers. I mostly focus on the Sword Master side as this isn't a tank build. So we take Whirling Blade, which is a great AoE attack. Leaping Strike, which allows you to leap 4 meters and attack, which is yet another great gap closer for PvP. Then we shift into the Defender tree, taking Sturdy Shield and Shield Bash. It's quite hard to pass on Shield Bash because that 2-second stun can just be so strong in both PvP and PvE. From here, we just buff up Sword Master tree with the aim to unlock Leadership, which while you hold a sword, all group members get a 10% damage buff. That's huge. So we go Precision, which buffs crit chance, Mobility, move faster while blocking, Tactical Strike, which reduces the cooldown on Whirling Blade, Critical Precision, on critical hits gain 20% haste buff for 5 seconds, Counter Attack, more damage after blocking an attack, then Empowering Stab and Freeing Justice, which boosts your heavy attacks. Now we can finally grab Leadership. From here we have 6 more points where we dump into Defender by scooping Intimidating Bash, 100% more damage on Bash, but unfortunately gives us Threat, which isn't always great in some situations. Defensive Training, boosting our shield block. Elemental Resistance, reducing damage from magic. Fortitude, while holding a sword, gives you more HP. Concussive Bash, makes our Bash now stun for 3 seconds instead of 2. Last on the list is Sturdy Grip, which reduces the stamina cost for blocking melee. You could go High Grip, which is more range based, but I think you'll encounter more melee, especially in PvE. Now the sword and board rotation is very straightforward. Want to close the gap or just leap on a target or away from a target? Use Leaping Strike. Have one or many targets in your face? Shield Bash. Block when you can to add buffs. and use Whirling Blade when you can. Don't forget to prioritize heavy attack. This build, like most of my builds, revolve around mobility. With this type of build, you probably want to be in the normal medium weight class, which means you will want all heavy armor except medium hands and feet. You end up getting 3 hops instead of the 2 rolls, and only plus 10% damage instead of 20%, but you practically double the armor and you also get plus 10% to crowd control effects. This will ultimately help you with survivability. Another nice aspect is being able to dump all points into strength, since strength is the primary attribute for both the hatchet and the sword. Also with this build, you will primarily be set up in a sword and board mode, but the added buffs and range that the hatchet offers makes this actually extremely fun. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed my sword and hatchet breakdown. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, stay tuned for more New World content. Until then, catch you guys on the flippity flip.